Welcome to Interview with a Lockpicker, brought to you by Broke Picks. Prepare to enter the shadows.
So this is
Huh.
interview with a lock picker. Oh, there you go. Right on time to get it open. Right at the beginning. Into the shadows. And we got a lock noob here, and he said he would hang out for a little bit and just talk shop. And the first thing I noticed right there, and my go-to pick is the Peterson and gem in 18,000s. And that's
Yep.
part of you. I went out and got it because you recommended it, and I haven't put it down in years. And I ended up buying a whole like 10 or 12 of them. I give them out. I
I
wore
love
my
them.
original one.
I mean, I've never worked with Peterson, and there are reasons for that, which people who know know, and I don't want to go through that here. But
Yeah.
but I'm not going to deny that though that this pick has always been like one of my favorite all-time picks. So yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's just such a nice profile. My friend Yukov also likes the Peterson gem. I think Boston Bill used to use a gem now and again. I think that's possibly how I heard about them as well. So yeah, I can't necessarily endorse Peterson as a company, but I also do use their stuff. So who am I to say? What a hypocrite.
Yeah, I have quite a few Petersons. I yeah, we'll go with that. The that is just my go-to, and I have worn mine down to it almost looks like his normal rounded hook, and it's instead of straight, it's got this curve to it. I've had it forever, and I keep using it, and I got to retire it. And break open a new one, but I'm just
No, but isn't that great? Isn't that how it should be? That you enjoy things so much and you just use it. And yeah, no, I love that. I love the fact that you enjoy something, you've used it so much that it's now like almost not resembling what it actually is.
it does.
Sort of worn down to a nub. I love that. It's great.
Yep, it's been through many a keyways, and um, what a is that your go-to pick? That's one of my big questions is what's your go-to pick, and what's your is that the one that when it comes down to it?
Honestly, yeah, this is the one that I will always just pick up and start with. It's certainly not the only pick that I use.
Yeah,
I've got so many different picks because I think it's one of those things where over the years, let's face it, I'm not short of lockpicks or lockpick sets, but I'm also really weird about lockpick sets. And don't laugh, but it's mostly because I like to keep them like almost pristine. Like I collect the sets, so I'll now and again use them. That everything goes back into that set and it doesn't get mixed up. So that's why my personal kit doesn't actually have a lot of like the sets that I have ever reviewed or been given or curated or even created over the years. It's because they're special and they're complete and they don't get used. And that sounds probably mad to you, but it's still just the way I am. It's like I can't um I can't use this one because it's part of a set. So that's
yeah,
why my own pick set is basically just made up of like individual picks or things that I've bought over the years from other stuff. It's such a weird way of doing. I know it's weird, but
no,
it's
it's
just my
really not.
personality.
Because I was just gonna. The next question I was gonna ask you is, are you that guy that has his desk lockpick set, his lockpick set that he wants to keep together? But
Yes.
he's got one for the car and then one for your everyday carry that goes in your backpack and the one that goes in your wallet pick, but you have another copy of it because you don't want the. That's exactly.
I have I have one lockpick set, which is my only lockpick set that I use, apart from the occasion. And well, as I said, I've got so many lockpick sets that I always have just the right pick somewhere, and of course I will use a pick from a set when I have to, of course, but I'll always put it back. But I only have one set, and that's the set I take everywhere. And it's a set that I use. I take it into competition if I go do competition. Which is rare. I use it on all my videos. It's the set. And all the other sets I have are kept pretty much pristine, because I like to keep them together, and I like to sort of collect them and the sort of memories that I have of them. But what's interesting is also I learned as a content creator, which is a horrible term, isn't it?
Yeah.
As a content creator, I often need to refer back to a lockpick set, which I have used or reviewed, or might want to do a YouTube short on it, or answer a question on it, or show it off in a video on best lockpick sets. So I've actually learned over time that sometimes just keeping the pick set can, in of itself, be content. So it's a strange world, because I'm going off bit. I hope you don't mind me going off piste a little bit here.
Nope.
But some people say, "Oh, you said this kit was really good, but I don't see you using it." I'm like, "Well, I've been reviewing kits for 10 years. I couldn't. I could use probably. How would I even begin to use all the picks I have? So that's why I have just my standard set. And yeah, like you, I've got backups of these gems, and without backups of the whole a slimline set of this, because they're just the ones I go to. Even though I've got arguably better quality lock picks out there, made of better steel with better finishing than these. But this is
so funny
because it's what I know.
Yep.
So it's what I use. It's a bit like the chef has his favorite pan. It might not be the best pan, might not be technically the highest quality or anything, but you know the pan. You
Yep.
can know how to cook within that pan. It's your pan. So I just have picks that I just know how to use, and I enjoy using them, even though they might not even be the best out there. There's so many brilliant pick makers out there these days. We're spoiled for choice.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't use all the picks I got. I've had every set you can imagine. And I got
I know, but I get it though. It's a fair comment, isn't it? Oh, you said this is really good, but I don't see you using it. I mean, it is a fair comment. It is,
yeah.
I think, because you're like, well, if it's that good, why aren't you using it? But yeah, I think my answer to that would be, okay, so if I reviewed cars, do you think that I would be like, driving just a new Ferrari every day? It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I totally get that. And I think we're collectors at heart, because we collect the locks, the picks, the memorabilia. Like I got locks and some picks and some odds and ends and stuff that I told you I had some connections in the same community, in the same circle. It's Bosnian Bill. I got a couple of Bosnian Bill's personal stuff he had, and I collect it and cherish it after he retired and things like that. But I think we're collectors at heart, and
so you're right. Actually, it almost sounds a little bit ghoulish, doesn't it? Because he's still alive, as far as I know, and very happy in his retirement. But I too have like a couple of his lock picks that he'd made. I've got like a challenge lock that he made a while back. And so that's really cool. That I actually got like a bit of like Bosnian Bill memorabilia. And I think it's a shame that some people growing up in the community now, coming through and starting their lockpicking journey, may not even watch Bosnian Bill videos anymore, which I think is such a shame, because there's such a wealth of knowledge, and I loved his personality and his approach to lockpicking, and his charisma and charm just really appealed to me.
Yep, one of a kind. One of a. It isn't even one in a million. There's just one, and that was him. And yeah, I cherish those things, and it seems silly. I think from an outsider's perspective, but um, if you have people that are their sports team or their um, whatever. To me, it's like a sports team, and people like you and Bosnian Bill and Lockpicking Lawyer, and uh, I give Lockpicking Lawyer a lot of shit sometimes because yeah, I felt his videos changed over the years, but I absolutely he was amazing.
Uh,
But
Look, I have my own thoughts about the lockpicking lawyer, as we all do, I guess. But what I would say about him is that one, his old videos haven't gone anywhere, so that wealth of knowledge is still available, and he is also a very, despite his sort of like showmanshipy videos these days, um, don't think for a minute the guy isn't an incredibly talented picker and also tool designer as well.
yeah,
I don't like every tool that Cobra Instruments comes out with, but they do some good stuff. Um, and the other thing, I think the biggest thing is he doesn't owe us anything. I know that we all like to think that um, you wish that the actor didn't do that film because you preferred him when he did those types of things.
yeah,
But truthfully, he brought a lot of people into the hobby. He
yeah,
doesn't really owe we don't he doesn't owe us anything.
not
So
a thing.
I guess good. I guess good luck to him. It's a shame that I think his content changed for a lot of people. So I understand that people are disappointed, but like I said, he doesn't owe anybody his content, or his time or anything really, does he? He has to do what makes him happy ultimately,
Yep,
like we all do.
yep, yep. That's absolutely true. And I think the way I think why some people me is I just I really enjoyed how what a deep dive he went into locks and picks, and um, I miss it so.
Of course, yeah, yeah, yeah. 100%. And I think we all, none of us like, none of us like the change, do we? It's
You
it's
know,
it's not. We all like the comfort of of being able to, if we find something comforting, and a lot of people found his content comforting, actually,
yeah,
um, and knowledgeable, and that changes. Yeah, I think people have every right to feel something about it. We all are just humans after all, right?
yeah,
Um, uh, but like I said, he's still doing stuff in the community, just different stuff now. And that might not appeal to everybody, and I sort of get that, to be honest with you. But like I said, if he's happy and he's you know fulfilled, and he's, like I said, he certainly gave a lot to the community. So
yeah,
best of luck to him.
yep. And I think a lot of it was, at least for me, and maybe some other people feel that this way, is it changed right around the time we lost Bosnian Bill, and things were coming,
Yeah,
COVID and everything, and it I think it was kind of a security blanket, in maybe not so many words, and
no, I get it. I didn't really think about it that way. But yeah, I can see that.
yeah, but I like Covert Instruments. What is it like to work with? I work a little bit with Aaron over at Southern Specialties. He helped
Oh,
me.
they do some great stuff.
Yeah, they're great over there. I love those guys. I can't thank them enough. My One of the things I always wanted to do was have my own pick set, and he let me make my own pick set. That I can
That's awesome.
sell and stuff. And I helped him and Greyhound with the design on the dog leg that Greyhound put out there, which you got to try one day for sure. Because I think they're
I've not had the pleasure, so if I ever get a chance to, I will.
oh well, I'll make sure you get a set. It's just they have a elephant trunk, and it's just a hybrid type pick that Greyhound put together, and I think you need to check it out.
Oh, sure, 100%. If I ever get the chance, or you can point me in the right direction, I absolutely will.
Yep, I definitely will. And yeah, I have thoroughly enjoyed this. What would you say your favorite episode you did that out of all this? I can imagine I've only been doing the videos here for a couple years, and I got over 100, I think, somewhere in there. But
Wow,
some of them stand
that's
out. I was
good.
like, I really did good. I like that, and I'm proud of it. What would you say? Do you have any like that?
So yeah, I would say it's one of the. I think it's like Every Way to Pick a Lock, where I basically recorded every single technique that I know of, whether it's impressioning or whether it's key casting or 2-in-1 picks, lock picking, raking, bumping, EPGs. I think I've got up to 28 different legitimate separate methods of doing it. And that kind of video can take ages.
Yeah,
And for a channel like myself, a video like that either like does like a few hundred views or it does like 1,000,000 views and nothing in between. So you can spend a week planning, a week filming, and then 27 hours editing, no joke,
yeah,
and you get like 1,000 views, which is still very grateful for it. Of course I am, but it isn't like a good return on investment. And then sometimes you do a video and it does numbers, and it is worth it. And I think that, like I said, the trick is just enjoy what you're doing. If you start chasing the numbers, you make yourself very sad very quick. You'll either start to do content that isn't your content. It isn't like why you wanted the hobby. You're chasing popularity, therefore you're changing your content and then do so you don't want to do, or you'll be ever frustrated putting the effort into stuff that people just don't want to see, which is only good if you're enjoying the process.
yeah. I fell down that rabbit hole right off at the beginning, and I burned myself out really quick trying to make something out of it because I enjoyed it, and you can fall down that rabbit hole and
Well, I mean, look at my success, if you call it success. And I wouldn't necessarily say I'm like a superstar in YouTube world, but if you take my channel for what it is, one of the, I guess you'd say, the larger lockpicking channels, any of that success, and as I said, if you would even call it that, is completely accidental. There are videos which I made some stupid YouTube short made out of an old video, which I screen recorded off my own video because I didn't have the original I guess
yeah,
recording,
yeah,
because it was a year old and I deleted it because I record on iPhone. And I have limited memory, so sometimes you see my videos and I'll be like, yeah, I literally ran out of memory. Sorry about that, and I had to delete some old videos off it. Where was I going with this? I've gone off on a tangent. What were we talking about?
Oh, just your favorite videos and
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
I can't remember. I really can't remember what I was saying. Oh, it's really annoying. But yeah, but no, I do have some very videos. And you know, and obviously, yeah. Oh, that's it. Yeah, I was saying how it was accidental. So I made this video out of and it was like making a key, like copying a key like a spy or something like that.
yeah.
And it was a stupid YouTube short that took me 30 seconds of voiceover and about 20 minutes of editing from screen recording one of my own videos and re-editing it down, and it looked terrible because the resolution was all off. 45 million views.
Holy shit.
Why? It's not even. It was like almost zero effort, and I've put like tens of hours into content, which is way better for it to only get a few hundred views. And you do some, like I said, so, and there's no formula to it. There was not. I've looked at it over and over, going, I don't understand. Like, there's nothing here which isn't done better in other videos I've done and more entertaining. Why this one? But I guess we're at the mercy of the algorithm, right? It
Yeah.
either picks it up and shows it to people, or it doesn't. And I guess that you just got to be around for it, you know. And
I've thrown my hands up. I've sat there. I'm like, I'm gonna make the best video I can because this is what I really want to do. You know, I really, I want to work with pick companies. I want to work with all these guys, and I want to design picks, and I want to do what you do, and I want to do what Bosnian Bill and all this, and I sit hours and hours and hours, and then I make a silly short of something, and I'm like, I wasn't even trying. I was just being silly that day, you know?
yeah. Well, you mentioned earlier about working with companies, and even that was like an accident. So, UK Lock Sport Forum, Tiffany from New Zealand, and a really nice guy. So I designed these kind of like hybrid picks. Turned out like the Medusa design. Yeah, as it happens, probably not my best design, but I drew them out, and I was like, yeah, these are great. But he was like an established pick maker, so I sort of drew the design, and he made me some picks based off those designs and sent them back to me. And we were talking about it in the UK Lock Sport Forum. People were like, oh, you should send those to Sparrows. You know, they'd really like them. So I guess one day I went, well, what's the harm? I said, hey, what do you think to this lockpick, this hybrid lockpick? And Sparrows replied to me and said, yeah, not really sure about that. But I did look through your videos, and I really like those lock pins in the shape of chess pieces. Can we make those? And I'm like, what? So yeah, so that's how I started with working with Sparrows, was by accident that I tried to, which they did make the Medusa in the end, as it happens. But what isn't what they first went with. They first went with the what I called the checkers and chess pins, but they called it the check pins.
Yeah.
And that's how that relationship sort of started. And then now I've made so many things with Sparrows. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I was doing a kind of a collaborative show with I don't know if you've seen any of his stuff. RuneSmith from the UK over there. He makes some picks and things like that, and we were doing reviews and stuff. And a little bit of life happened, and we'll probably get back into it here soon. But we did a review on some Sparrows stuff, and man, did I get some hate off of that, because I was like, the Sparrows is such a touchy pick set in this community. They either like them, love them, or how dare you use them, you know? And I just,
Well, I always say that you've just got to go with what works for you. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you don't. And certainly, even if you don't like, I think their picks, there's certainly a lot of stuff that they do, like turning tools or lock disassembly tools or custom pins or whatever, you know. And yeah, I get it, because they got like a real aesthetic, don't they? And they market towards the sort of the tactical style communities as well, and you know, that isn't sort of necessarily lock pickers, because we think that we are as hobby pickers, it's easy to think we're the only people who pick locks.
Yeah.
We're not. There's a lot of sort of military style people, and the tactical people, and the preppers, and the hackers, and they probably make up more actual people who buy lockpick sets than actual hobbyist lockpickers, I reckon.
Yeah.
So you know, so you've got to bear in mind that you know, Sparrows markets to a very, very broad audience, and I think that Covert Instruments are doing something similar as well. They are I don't think they're targeting straight to the hobbyists. I think they're targeting to a broader audience.
Yeah.
You know, if you go to like shop, I don't go to SHOT Show, but people know what the SHOT Show is, right?
I don't.
A lot of weapons and knives, and
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
and you know, those kind of places. You know, if you go there, or you know, even like the hacker communities, you go to like a DEF CON. Most DEF CON isn't lock pickers, but of course there's a big crossover there, right? You know, so I think that a lot of non-locksmith focused brands will probably look at a much more broader audience than just hobby pickers, and I think that that's where some of that friction arises. And yeah, you can talk about, you know, are they the right pick architecture, and you know, and are they reliable? Do I like the thickness? Do I like the finish? Do I like the handles? There's all sorts of things about every lock brand we could argue about. But I think that there are so many options out there that if you like something and it works for you, use it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about whether somebody else likes it.
Yep. I was just shocked at how I noticed how some of us are just brand heavy, you know. It's like we'll throw that jersey on and it's ride or die. You're either Covert Instruments or Sparrows or you know, but I'm myself am just a collector, and I use what works in my hand for certain picks, and I have my go-tos. And
this is genuinely how it is at the moment, right? This is my pick set, and this is exactly how it looks 90% of the time. It's so beautifully organized, as you can see.
Yep.
But what you will see if you look hard enough is what we've got: some Peterson, we've got a Chinese set of something here. We've got some monkey paws, which a lot of people love, by the way. These Sparrows ones. I've got more Sparrows. I've got Southord. I've got some multi-pick in here. I've got Dangerfield, because I think this is a 15,000th the rate that I just had. I've got some vents in there. I've got some Pickology. This is actually a broken thing. I just use it as a probe now.
Yeah, I got those.
I'm like it's weird what I have. So you know, I'm not exactly tied to a brand, I would say. I use what I like, and I like what I use, and yeah, this is basically my set. And I think a lot of people's pick sets will look a lot like this.
Yep,
just
mine
like
does. I have the
random...
same case. That's my favorite case sitting right there.
Okay, so this is something I will. This is and again, I know I've worked with them, so it feels like I'm trying. You know, it might sound like I'm trying to promote them. I'm absolutely not. I think that the Sherman case is one of the best and best value cases you can get for your lockpicks. It might not even be the best case. I mean, there's so many other great case makers out there. Moki does some great cases, and you know, and it depends what you're looking for. If you like the leather trifolds or quad folds, there's you know, there's all sorts of kits out there. But for me, just that rugged sort of nylon, flappy, zippy case, I love it.
I do too. It's been my go-to. That's the one that's in my bag that goes with me everywhere. You know, I've had it since they came out. When they came out with those, I bought it first thing with the Monstrum set and all the others, you know, and I've had it for so many years and it's held up. There is knock the dust off it, it's good to go, you know?
Oh no, 100%. But I'm so spoiled. Like I've got so many cases and sets. I could choose anything, but this is the one that I just stick with. And again, is it because it's the one that I'm familiar with and the one that I know and one that just works? Probably, but it's never let me down. And I also know so many other lock pickers who just have a Sherman case, just because it works. It holds their stuff. It's rugged. It's cheap.
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, no, yeah, it's a great case, and it's really cool that you have one too, and you agree.
Yep.
Because like a lot of picks are personal, right? I go, oh, I love these, Petersons, and people are, oh no, I can't stand them. I hate the handles; they're too short. Like, oh, okay. Or I'll go, I really miss the Southord Max plastic handles. With the super thin shanks, everything. And people say, "Oh no, but they used to break," and I'm like, "Well, mine never have."
Yeah.
But so everybody has a different experience, and it doesn't mean they're wrong. It just means that they've had a different experience. They might be, picking more heavily and stuff. I mean, look, this was actually a snapped gem. Does that mean that I think that they're bad because I broke one? No, I've probably broken 5 picks in 10 years.
Yeah. I haven't broke that many either.
Well, Bosnian Bill was saying that he was like, he'd break 3 a week, but then he was probably actually using them like professionally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, people accuse me of being quite rough with my picks, and I suppose that I am. But I put a lot of bend on them.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It's probably just a bad habit. I like to think that if you put a curve in it, it makes the whole thing stiffer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, because it gives the metal and less of a weak spot.
So I don't know whether it's just really bad form, probably, or bad habits, probably, or whether subconsciously I'm bending the tool to provide the feedback or strength that I need at the time.
Yeah.
Can we just go with the latter? Can we just say that I'm doing it on purpose and that it's like a skill thing rather than rather than me just sucking at picking?
And that's what I noticed earlier when you were picking. One of my favorite videos was about how to hold your pick. Fish Picks did about the dental hold, or did you do that? I got that.
No, I don't think it was me because
Yeah, it was Fish Picks.
Yeah, it would have been Fish Picks, I imagine.
But I noticed that you hold it the same way. What would
I hold it like I'm writing.
Yeah. What is the is that just naturally how you hold your pick, or what I was getting at was did you see that video? Is that how you started doing it? Because I always like to look at his hands.
No, not at all. I think that it was just how I saw people pick, and of course, just the feeling of the feedback on the tip of your finger like this. Probably, I don't know if you get the little shiny groove in the tip of your finger after a big picking session, but I certainly do. But yeah, it's that just provides the feedback I want. If I'm picking down, which I don't tend to do very often, I'll still put my finger on there to provide that pressure.
Yeah.
But I don't hold it quite as some people see, like really reach over the top.
Yeah.
I'm always sort of to the side.
Too.
I don't pick down on the pins very often, but yeah, it's yeah, no, I didn't watch that video. I think it's just one of those things I fell into. I guess I never considered picking any other way. When I teach picking, I always say to people, support the shank with your finger. Quite often that is as deep as the pick needs to go for a 6-pin lock.
Yep.
So, put your finger there, you'll support the metal. It won't bend and fatigue as much, and also you'll be able to feel the feedback a lot better. So that's just a way that I teach people as well. So
that's awesome. That's yeah. If you ever think about it, go back and watch Fish Picks on how to hold a pick. That that's really interesting. God, he was such a good video maker too.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he yeah, oh absolutely. Yeah, no, I thought he might be the next big thing, you know, and
Mhm.
then yeah, I guess life happened as it does to all of us sometimes.
Yep.
So
I've been in and out of the
uh,
sport and in and out of the. I've taken the last probably 6, 8 months off. Life has happened, and um, I'm getting back into it and taking over this, and um, yeah, I get it. I get it.
well, there are times I don't want to do a video. There are times where I don't want to pick a lock. There are times where I just want to play a computer game or spend time with my wife or my kids or a friend or go down the pub. And so over the years, I've learned how to better manage it. Like I will, for example, uh, film a few videos back to back, so that if I need to take a week off, I can.
Hmm.
I think if I'm always trying to pressurize, I need this video, I need this video, I need this video. You know, if I can't take even a week off, then that would just be stressful for me. You know, so it's always making sure that I've got a few videos in the bank. I found myself releasing videos that I made a year earlier because I've been like, oh, don't release that one. It's not a great lock. And then it always gets bumped to the back, bumped to the back, bumped to the back, and then I'm like, oh my god, I've had this video like on my like backlog for a year. Should I not just like release it? Like, yeah. So,
I
but you know, I'm a bit more chill about it these days because it can get stressful. You know, trying to think of new content and try to, you know, make sure you've always got something to review or to cover or think of a new topic. But it's pressure you put on yourself. It's not. I think if I went away for 6 months, I don't think anybody would really notice. So you put a lot of pressure on yourself to do things, which probably doesn't matter. But I try to be consistent. I've got like almost 2,000 videos out now, which is pretty good going.
yeah, yeah, I get that. I like I said, I burn myself out trying to each week, every couple days, put out a video to make it interesting, to make sure I'm showing something new or a new thing. And I spent way too much money, and I I wish I would have discussed it with like you or Lady Locks a little.
Oh, Lady Locks is awesome. What a nice character.
Oh, she's a wonderful human being. She truly is.
Uh, Absolutely, I've had some really nice conversations with Lady Locks on Discord chat. Yeah, I mean, I just like chatting to people, and I never mind being approached by by people if they're polite. It's always a pleasure, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't found too many impolite people. There's obviously people I don't get along with, and uh, um, I try to I don't put it out there on video, um, but because I don't want that for the community, if me and somebody else have a personal issue between us, that's between us out there. There's so much good that comes from this community, and it means so much to me that I don't want to tarnish it like that, because when my life really went downhill, and I was in the gutter, uh, some of the UK lock pickers out there called me at the right moment, that I really wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this community. So that's why I really take this.
Well, I'm glad you are here, and and you know what? That's not an isolated story either, my friend. I've heard of so many occasions where people have lost all their stuff or have had a hard time, whatever, and the community's done whatever the best they can to rally around that person. So yeah, no, there's a whole bunch of just really quite wonderful people out there.
Yep.
So yeah. Well, and I guess in my own way, I've always felt that I've wanted to. I know it sounds like a bit of an empty phrase, isn't it? To give back to the community, because it implies that you have something of value to give.
Yeah.
But in the only way that I know how to, I've always tried to show interesting videos and locks and reviews, and you know, I like getting my designs out there so that people can enjoy them or not enjoy them as it is. But I always think that the more choice you have out there, the better. So,
Yeah.
you know, in my own way, I try to give something back to the community in the best way that I can. It's never enough, of course, is it?
No,
But you know, and but yeah, no, it's wonderful being a part of all of this for sure.
absolutely. And you know, I'd really like to get together some type of I haven't really nailed it down in my head. You know, get some of the people over here in the States and some people over there in the UK and do some kind of get together, because I've always tried to get us all to mingle more and get
Mm.
tighter as a unit, and I shouldn't admit this on camera. I really shouldn't, but I think you guys may have a touch of an edge on a lot of the picking. Um, may possibly be a little bit better than us, because some of you guys over
Well,
there are astonishing, and I try to with
well,
yeah. Go ahead.
I mean, you've got people like is it Chessman 28 and Artichoke 2000 and so many other kind of you know, absolutely top tier world class American lock pickers out there. Like you've got some phenomenal talent, but then you know, and us Brits can hold our own. Okay, you know, that's fine. But you should see some of the German, Dutch, and Czech pickers out there. I really think that, you know, they hold. You know, when you got people like Decoder and Christian Holler and Walter Belgers and Greenish and so many other pickers who it almost seems like effortless to them, you know.
Yeah.
And there are some really quite, yeah. I think that our you know, continental European pickers are probably a step up from the Brits and the US pickers. I mean, with some exceptions, as we said.
Yeah, there's always
But you
exceptions.
know what? Oh, there's always some exceptions. There are some fabulous pickers in America and the UK. I'm not one of them. And I don't mean that in a kind of like, no, please tell me I'm great. And I don't mean it. I'm competent. I'm a competent picker. I'm a black belt picker if you use a Reddit and whatever ranking. But in terms of hobby pickers,
Yeah.
I'm very much in the lower half in terms of skill,
Yeah.
and that's fine. I really don't mind. I think that I'm still here to just learn and enjoy the hobby. I don't have to be the best to enjoy what I do or to contribute.
Yeah, I had to get that way too, because before I was really I don't introduced to the real community that was out there before. Whoops. Um, that I didn't know was really there. I kind of had a little bit of a puff in my chest. I walked around. I was like, you know what? I think I'm good. And then, boy, was I was I was like, I'm not that good. I'm good, but I'm not as good as these guys out there, you know?
But you know, that's okay, and I think that you know, like, I haven't kept my channel name Lock Noob for no reason. I'm actually totally okay with being Block Noob. I'm learning every day, and also my channel is sort of dedicated to new and intermediate pickers. You know, I can't. What can I teach like world class champion pickers? Nothing. But I can teach people who are new and into the hobby and you know, want to enjoy it and are still learning like I am. You know, so yeah, I don't mind my Lock Noob name, although it does confuse some people. You know,
Yeah.
especially people who um, watch some of my more popular videos and don't really know the rest of my content, and they're like going, I don't think this guy's a lock noob. I'm like,
Yeah,
no, I'm not, but it's complicated.
yeah, and I like I like that contrast with your content out there. It's the lock noob who uh isn't really the lock noob. It kind of gives me it makes me laugh a little bit, you know, because you get down there
Okay.
and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, this guy really does know what he's talking about, you know, and yeah, I get a kick.
Sometimes. Oh, my friend, it's getting late
Yep,
up here.
I was just gonna
It's a
say,
work night. It's a work night. It's 10:33, and my voice is giving out a little bit after a long day at work.
yep.
Um,
Thank you so
so
much.
I really I could chat for another hour or two, but I shouldn't. I should go to bed.
Yep, yep. I'm sorry for keeping you up and yakking. I can just go
Hey,
on and on.
no,
Thank you so
no
much.
apologies. If I wanted to leave, I'd have left. I'm only thinking about leaving now because I probably should.
Yeah. Okay.